Hello guys, welcome back to my channel MedOrbit Diaries, and आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं zoology. In the last video we covered the introduction of the chapter animal tissues and started with a little intro of epithelial tissues, learning about its properties and its functions, and छोटा सा हमने subdivision भी देखा था simple and compound का. Simple is made of only single layer, while compound is made of more than one layer, and compound का limited role होता है secretion और absorption में, while simple epithelial का major role secretion और absorption में ही होता है. कंपाउंड एपिथेलियम प्रोटेक्ट करता है हमें जो भी केमिकल या फिजिकल स्ट्रेस आता है उन सबसे. सो अब हम पहले सिंपल एपिथेलियम पढ़ेंगे, एंड उसमें भी हमारे पास मेजरली 3 टाइप्स है, सिंपल क्यूबॉइडल, सिंपल कॉलमनार एंड सिंपल स्क्वामस. एंड उसके बाद हम इसकी मॉडिफिकेशन पढ़ेंगे, एंड दैट्स ऑल इज देयर इन सिंपल एपिथेलियम. कंपाउंड एपिथेलियम हैज़ नॉट मच अबाउट इट, बट वी हैव टू स्टडी, सो वी विल बी स्टडिंग. इसमें ज़्यादा नहीं, ईजी सा ही है ये, एंड इसमें ज़्यादा कोई डिविजन्स भी नहीं है. लाइक एक ही तरीके का आपको पढ़ना है, विच इज स्क्वामस सेल्स, ठीक है, लाइक स्ट्रैटिफाइड स्क्वामस है, एंड इसमें कैरेटिनाइज, नॉन कैरेटिनाइज, ये सब पढ़ना है आपको, ठीक है. सो अभी हम लोग मेजर फोकस रहेगा सिंपल एपिथेलियम पे एंड उसके मॉडिफिकेशंस पे, एंड इफ द वीडियो इज not getting too long, then we'll cover compound epithelium, otherwise it's simple epithelium. Starting with the first epithelium, which is simple squamous epithelium. So it has flat cells with central nucleus, and which is round and also flat, and because of this it is called as pavement epithelium, and also it has irregular boundaries, that's why it's called tessellated. Okay, then if we talk about its function, its major function is exchange of substance, filtration, and major thing about simple epithelium is examples. वैसे तो सारे ही एग्जाम्पल हेल्प करते हैं, बट इसमें थोड़े ज़्यादा एग्जाम्पल हो सकते हैं और आप थोड़ा कंफ्यूज भी हो सकते हो. तो जस्ट फोकस ऑन इट, रिवाइज करो रेगुलर बेसिस पे, एंड या इफ एनी डाउट्स फील फ्री टू कमेंट एंड आस्क मी, आई ऑलवेज हेल्प यू आउट. So, if you talk about the places where it is found, so it is found in the alveoli boundary, which is present in our lungs. Then we have in the wall of blood vessels, and the wall of blood vessels is called endothelium. So if there is a question and the option is like endothelium, so yeah, you know that this is the right answer, because endothelium is wall of blood vessel, which is a region where simple squamous epithelium is present, right? Next we have wall of Bowman's capsule, which is present in nephron, and lastly we have serosa, which is the outer wall of colon, and this is also called as peritoneum. That's all for the simple squamous epithelium. Now we'll talk about simple cuboidal epithelium. So it has cube-like structure or cell, and which has nucleus in central, and also it is round. So it is mainly present in germinal epithelium and also in thyroid follicles. But if just in case the cuboidal epithelium has microvilli on its apical surface, what? Microvilli on its apical surface, then it will be called as brush-bordered cuboidal epithelium, which is found in PCD. PCD is what? Proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, and this shows maximum reabsorption of water and salts. And next we come to simple columnar epithelium. So these cells are tall and slender, and its nucleus is elongated, present and closer to the base, and it's oval. So it is present in the lining of stomach and intestine, and also it is present in gallbladder. And if it has microvilli on its apical surface, then it is called brush-bordered columnar epithelium. And these can also have mucus secreting cells, which is goblet cells. And both simple cuboidal epithelium and simple columnar epithelium shows the function of secretion and absorption. So here we end the simple epithelium, not really, but zoology. So now we'll talk about the modifications, like the ciliated epithelium, pseudostratified epithelium, and the glandular epithelium. Yeah. Then we come to the end of the simple epithelium. So ciliated epithelium, which is like when on any type of epithelium there is presence of cilia, which helps in moving the substance in a specific direction, and also it is present on the apical surface. So it can be ciliated columnar, ciliated cuboidal, or so. So if it's ciliated cuboidal, then it is present in smaller bronchioles. And now if we talk about ciliated columnar epithelium, so it is present in large bronchi or fallopian tube or oviduct we can say, and also in ependyma. What is ependyma? Ependyma, so basically between the central canal and of spinal cord there is a lining of ventricles and brain which is filled with cerebrospinal fluid, and that lining is called ependyma, and it is for the circulation of CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, and then we have second type, pseudostratified. So as you know, we have heard the word pseudopodia, right? In amoeba it's present, and pseudo means false. So pseudostratified means falsely it shows that as if it has many layers, but not really. It is made up of only a single layer, but because of different size and positioning of nucleus, it appears to have multiple layers, and thus it feels like it is stratified. But no, it is just simply a single layered cell. So if there is no like cilia present on that pseudo stratified epithelium, then it must be present in male urethra, and if it is ciliated, then it must be present in trachea, as trachea has both cilia and nucleus cells in between. And then we have third, which is glandular epithelium, or we can simply say glands. So these are modified cuboidal or columnar epithelium, and a gland can be a cell, a tissue, or an organ, whatever you think. And we can differentiate glandular epithelium on basis of many things, whether it be presence of ducts or not, or based on number of cells. Firstly, we'll talk about categorization based on number of cells. So if it's one, it's unicellular. If it's more than one, then it's multicellular. If it's unicellular, so only single cell releases secretion. For example, the goblet cell of elementary canal. And if it's multicellular, it must have cluster of cells together secreting. Do look at the diagrams which is present in the NCERT. And as I told you, I will be providing the PDF, whether it be in the first part or this part. In each part of this chapter, I will be providing the PDF, so you don't have to go to that old video again and again just to waste your time. No, I don't want that. Focus on your studies. So next, so the multicellular epithelium of like the glandular category is present in salivary gland, sebaceous gland, intestinal gland, and so, etc., etc. Now we have glands on the basis of presence of ducts. So there are three types: endocrine, exocrine, and heterocrine. Heterocrine we can also call that as mixed glands. And if we talk about exocrine, so they are the glands which pour its secretion directly by ducts. While this was about exocrine, and we'll read out the examples. You should also go through them once, because questions कहाँ से आ जाएंगे, you have no clue. So आपको हर जगह से हर चीज़ों को पकड़ना है, पढ़ना है, याद रखना है, and 100% prepared रहना है. Moving further, endocrine. So they do not have any ducts. They are ductless glands. They pour their secretions in the form of hormones into the blood, and blood carry them to the target tissues. While heterocrine play both the roles, whether it be exocrine or endocrine. So starting with exocrine, the examples, there are few examples like saliva has salivary gland, sebum which is oil, it has sebaceous gland, milk has mammary gland, tears has cerebrous gland, and earwax has cerebrous gland, and tears has lacrimal gland, while sweat has sweat gland, or we can say sudoriferous gland. Now we have examples of endocrine. We read that in class 10 in the previous year, that pituitary gland, thyroid, adrenaline, thymus, etc. Now if we talk about heterocrine glands, so we have two examples, pancreas and gonads. So if we talk about pancreas, its exocrine role is to release pancreatic digestive juices, while its endocrine is to release insulin, glucagon, and secondly its gonads. So its exocrine role is to form gametes, right? And if we talk about the endocrine ones, it is like the sex hormones like testosterone, estrogen. Then we have glands on the basis of mode of secretion. Again, there are three types: holocrine, apocrine, or merocrine. So if we talk about holocrine, so थोड़ा सा example लेते हैं. Holo मतलब whole cell, apo मतलब apical part A, we can relate, and merocrine is the rest. Okay, so holocrine, so what do they do? Crine means to secrete. So यहाँ पे जो cells होते हैं वो अपने आप को fully rupture कर लेते हैं just to secrete its secretion. Like for example, there is only one example according to our syllabus, which is sebaceous gland. Then apocrine, it's only pinches off the apical part of it to release its secretion, and it is present in mammary gland or the axillary sweat gland, which is present in our armpits. And merocrine, rest all the examples comes in the category of merocrine. So in this, only simple exocytosis, simple diffusion takes place for the release of secretion. Next, we have that's all for simple epithelium, and I feel like it's a small topic, it won't take much of your time, and in one go we'll complete one single tissue epithelial, then we'll come to connective. Connective might take 2 videos just because I don't want to make long videos, so like 10 to 15 minutes each video I would say. So then muscular and neural, right? So hopefully we finish this in one go, that would be so great. So compound epithelium, or we can also say that stratified, because stratified means many layers. So in this it has 3 layers. One is the middle layer and the base layer, which is the stratum germinativum. It is the first cell layer, and it is mostly columnar. Like it's not like it can't be cuboidal, but generally most of the case it's columnar. And the topmost layer, it can be squamous, cuboidal or columnar, and based on the top layer we name the whole epithelium. So if we talk about the examples of stratified cuboidal epithelium, it is present in the inner lining of ducts and salivary gland and pancreas. So in the ducts of pancreas and salivary glands. Then we have stratified squamous epithelium, which can be further categorized into 2 types: keratinized or non-keratinized. So if we talk about keratinized, so they are the ones which is present on the So keratinized, which is present on the dry surface of the skin, like epidermis of the skin, because they are water repellent. While if you talk about non-keratinized, it is present on the moist places of our body, like esophagus, pharynx, buccal cavity. Hello. So a little beyond the we'll talk about. So which is transitional epithelium. It is present in our urinary bladder, ureter, and renal pelvis, and it is together called urothelium. So what do? There is no basement membrane present here. Just keep that in mind and go beyond. So moving further, that's all for compound epithelium too. But just to cover a small topic, which is cell junctions, which is mainly present in epithelium. It's not like it's only present in it, mainly. There's a difference, remember, read questions properly. So they're present almost in all cells, but majorly is there present in epithelium. And they're the structural and functional links between the cells. They're present nearly in all tissue, as I said, and most abundantly in epithelium. There are 3 types: tight junctions, gap junctions, or adhering junctions. So the tight junctions, which is also known as zona occludens, it prevents the leakage between the 2 cells. So it works as a link between the 2 cells. It's joint said for the communication or to prevent leakage or so. So gap junction, which is also called as the communication junction, it allows the passage of small molecules, ions, or sometimes, or we can say some big molecules, and connects the cytoplasm. Then we have third type, which is adhering junction, or we can also call it as cementing junction. It adheres or keeps these 2 cells together, and again it has 2 types based on the presence of fibers. So if there are active fibers, then it will be called zona adherens, which will attach the plaque plates. And just keep that in mind that if active fibers, then it is zona adherens, and if it's keratin fibers, then it is called macula densa, or more commonly desmosome. Then we have one more type, which is hemidesmosome, which is like hemi means half. So these attach the cells to its basement filament. Okay, and that's all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it and understood each and everything. If any doubts, feel free to comment and ask me n numbers of questions, whether it be serious or the hardest for me, I guess. And I hope you enjoyed. That's all for the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.